Hello and welcome back, everybody. It has been a long 2 weeks that we have greatly missed your presence. Once again, we are resuming Shards of Anarion, our bi-weekly D&D Homebrew 5e campaign in the world of Anarion. My name is Graham. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. I will be your wonderful DM tonight, and, you can join me on our quest to torture our friends and maybe make them cry. But speaking of friends, I am joined by a wonderful cast tonight. Say hello, well, you wonderful cast.
Hello.
Hello.
That's exactly what I was looking for. But, they need no introduction, but I'd like one anyways. How about, I'd like to know three things even. Whew, almost skipped out on the best part of it. Who you are, who you're playing, and what is your character's favorite weapon?
Very good. I'll start. Hello, not Hilo. Hilo works too. My name is Truk. I will be playing a lizard folk death cleric named Garok. And his favorite weapon is his bone whip that has not been shown yet.
You're not going to pass it. I just need to go. Over.
Yes, L. Please go.
Hi, I'm L, and I am playing Ning, the turtle monk, whose favorite weapon is their words, even though they don't work very well. Derek, tell us about Verban.
I'd love to. Thank you, Al. Hi, everybody. I'm Derek Sword. I am playing Verban, who is a Knoll Hunter Ranger, and his favorite weapon is his giant-ass crossbow. He's got a heavy crossbow. He knows how to use it. That's like his obvious favorite weapon, but he's also really fond of his twofers because he's got really sharp twofers, and he can use those in a bind as well. Yeah, I think that answers all the questions, so I'll pass it off to Fox.
Hey everyone, I'm TTRPG Fox. I am playing Brodus, and his favorite weapon is his pen. It's what he uses to write everything with. And I will pass it on to Farah. Yeah, Farah.
Hey, it's your girl, Pharaoh. I am playing Sindra Stuttermain, a Leonin warlock paladin. And her favorite weapon is her double-bladed scimitar, which was a gift from her late husband. I'll pass it off to Zadar.
Hi, my name's Vinny. I play Zadar, Dagran-born thief rogue, and his favorite weapon is shoot lightning bolts out of his mouth. That's, I know mechanically it's not very good at all, but it's fun. I like it a lot. So does he. And now it's time for Graham to talk some more, I think.
Yeah. So I made a Eldritch Pact with my adventurers today, where I gave them the offer of if any of them would like to do the recap, they may get a boon, but if I do it, I get a boon.
And none of us volunteered to do it. But
so I guess I'll do the recap.
I was volunteered by someone else to do it.
The floor is yours.
Okay, recap. Last session, there was a wizard. He's underground. There was some devils. There's a couple imps and a chain devil, and then there was a fight, and then Zadar put a bag on the wizard's head, and then it was really quiet for a while, and there's a mirror, and that's it.
Yeah. This was the episode to do the recap for, quite honestly. All right. Well, let us get right back into it, shall we? Let's get some enthusiasm, right? Let's get some nice music.
Yeah, Graham, let's get into it.
Get into it now. All right. The wizard lies unconscious, bagged and still, beneath Sidar. The bodies of the infernal creatures from the hells lie defeated, their corpses smoldering, the black ichor of blood slick upon the stones. The mine for the first time since you started walking down these paths, is quiet. The mirror to the far side of the room that you are in looks almost as if someone has carved and excavated around this mirror laboriously. And it is about 9 feet tall of a mirror, about 4 feet wide. Wide, silver surface, almost liquid. Surrounding it is the emblazoned silver engravings that form kind of the outer holding, with symbols of reminiscent of angels, of devils, of creatures you have never seen before, with elongated heads that kind of stretch out back, with 7 fingers on each hand, impossibly large arms that kind of hang all the way down to their knees.
At the face of the mirror, can I cast Divine Sense?
Sure, and what does that do?
Detect good and evil, and the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead.
Nothing comes up. I assume the bodies will still register around you as fiend.
I can also detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated. So, what's this?
I don't think it goes off. I don't think this is an item that has been desecrated or hallowed.
All right. Well, I suppose you see her standing there, like, kind of like slinking back and forth, looking over this object. One last question before I pass it off. Would I know anything of the history of the make of this object? Like, does it look like it's of a particular civilization?
Sure. Would anyone like to assist and go closer to the mirror to inspect it? Or while you're kind of pacing back
Sure.
and forth, trying to think, okay. Brodus, Sinra, the two of you kind of set forward. Sinra, this, while not entirely familiar, you are familiar with the concept of way mirrors, which long ago, this predates the Cataclysm even. There are remnants of mirrors that used to be able to be used to travel between the material plane and any of the outer planes, as well as to various points in between. Even when you were alive and at the height of the Leonin Empire, scholars debated what these mirrors are. And this is for free, because you would at least know that with the level of nobility you were. It was speculated that these at one point could traverse the realms. But most, if not all, were theorized to be inactive.
All right. As Brodus approaches, knowing what I know of that, I'm going to reach a clawed hand over and grab the nape of his neck and just like pull him back.
Of course. Pharaoh and Fox, roll me a perception check.
That's a nat 1, fam. I see nothing.
Ooh. Did I roll? 21.
21.
I'm too busy trying to make sure he doesn't walk through that.
Of course. All right.
I'm just trying to get a better look. That's all.
Yeah, just wanted a better look. All right. There we go. We've got an unrecognizable voice speaks in a language you are unable to comprehend. When it speaks in calamities. The voice is a whisper, yet is heard as both the last breath of the dying and the screams of those that cling to breath. Your ears ring. A pounding begins a ceaseless drum behind your eyes. You find your nose dripping as your heart and your mind begin to race. Pounding. Pounding. the pulse in your veins flooding with this voice as it grows louder. Time seems to stop for the two of you and stand still as your eyes meet the mirror. It glimmers, its silver surface almost liquid as your gaze is unable to wrench away. Your fingertips tingle and pull towards the mirror. Will you both roll me a wisdom saving throw?
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
It's a roller coaster for me right there.
So,
Feast and famine.
you said wisdom?
Yes,
12.
12. Brodus, your free hand slips to the book, settled in your satchel at your hip. It is humming and resonating with energy. Almost that electricity, that pulsing, that boom, boom, boom is almost overtaking your faculties. And you feel almost for the briefest moment when Sinra kind of reaches for you, you feel a familiarity that goes beyond time, goes beyond reasonability, I suppose, if that's a word. It is something old, and almost like a sense of deja vu. And that voice continues to speak. Kind of this loud, raucous voice in your mind. And there is a command in front of it. You feel drawn to this mirror. You have to touch it.
I am holding on to him, right?
Yep.
Okay.
You are considered charmed.
Well, that sucks being me because I could help someone else with that if I was not charmed.
Zidar, Ning, Verban, Garak, roll me a perception check.
Got a 23.
Nat 1.
That one.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Garak, Brodus is just being a little shit. I think that's the thing you notice is just Sinra grabs on, and you're like, yeah, that makes sense. Verban, Zidar, Ning, what was yours?
I was gonna ask the chains that Ning was wrapped up in when the chain devil died. Did
Yeah,
the
they would have
chains
fallen loose.
dissipate too?
Nope, they are still
Or are they
physically
still
there.
Okay. Ning rolled a 5 and is currently.
I sliced
trying-
them in my
Oh.
kill.
You
Oh, you
sliced
are right.
them,
Yeah,
but
you
they're
sliced.
still there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are still
So
physically
Ning
there.
is like picking up the chains and like draping them over himself because he was they were really hurt. And then all of a sudden, when the chains were wrapped around them, they felt really good all of a sudden. So they're trying to figure out the healing properties of these chains. Yeah, they rolled a 5 and they didn't see anything. So
Okay.
they're distracted.
Verban, Zidar. In Brodus's movements, you've been traveling along with each other long enough to notice when something seems off. Whether it is the kind of slower movements of kind of being caught in a daze, or whether it is Brodus's just posture becoming more relaxed, more slack. Something is off.
Well, good thing Sinra's holding him.
Brodus, are you falling in love with your own reflection again?
No, I just need to get a closer look at it.
You are pretty close. If you ever heard of look but don't touch?
but sometimes you have to touch it to, remember the history of it.
You need nothing of the sort. I'm gonna try and like pull him another like 5 feet back, if I can.
It's up to you, Brodus. Would you like to resist or go with it?
I don't think he would resist the pull, but still be like as being pulled, leaning forward to still be as close as he can to the
Okay.
mirror.
Noted.
I would like to cast Detect Magic
Sure.
and see just general room vibes
Oh,
as
of
well,
course.
but also kind of the mirror especially.
Of course. And that's 30 feet?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so the wizard that is currently unconscious and bagged, there are a few dull glows. Looks to be he has a few bottles, one of which has been shattered just in combat. But he has 2 vials that are giving off kind of, I don't know what healing magic would be for a potion of healing.
Evocation.
That. Then there's a wand that gives off evocation. This mirror rings out. Like a fog light over sea, this thing is a beacon. The surface, the ring around the silver, almost viscous liquid of liquid silver, or almost like a mercury texture of the sheen, all rings out. This is old magic. This is not bound by the layers of the weave as they are currently. This is something foreign and unfamiliar.
Okay. Yeah, that's unsettling enough to someone who has had negative interactions with old magic before. I think he's just gonna walk over, and if Brodus is like reaching out his hand, he'll kind of snatch it away like a kid reaching for a hot stove. Brodus, do not touch the mirror.
What's wrong with it, though? It's just a big,
Everything.
shiny mirror.
No, no. I
I
will throw
think I
that on you
know.
again if I have to.
For
Go
Ben,
sit
roll
down.
me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, all right. Am I getting good at that? Hey, I'm not half bad at that. And hey, I'm pretty bad at that. Do I have stuff for that? Hey, you know what, Graham? I'm gonna use a crit for that
Of course.
because I got them.
Feel free.
So
All right.
yeah.
So as you swat Brodus's hand, your eyes catch the kind of I think you've been kind of averting your eyes to a degree from the surface of this mirror. It catches just the sheer corner, and just in that one glimpse, you see yourself. What is when Verban thinks of their life and, what they could be, what does Verban picture?
I'm sure there's a couple of ways that could go. Is this like ideal?
Yeah, it
What-
is.
Yeah, okay.
Whether it's
Okay.
Dragon Slayer, Verban, or
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be any of that. That the whole Dragon Slayer stemmed from being a Knoll Slayer, and he never wanted to kill his his tribe members, clan members. He always wanted just to have a quiet life, maybe be clan leader. If that was something that was in the stars for him, but he just wanted his people just to live well, and for him just to have a family and the freedom to hunt and exist and help others to hunt and exist and survive and thrive. It was because of dark magic, kind of like this mirror, that all of that was taken from him in the first place.
Okay. So you see this image of yourself surrounded by family, clan, wearing the rituals of completed of like adulthood, of many hunts, a ritual of many teeth. the various rites that you would go through in a quiet life. And for whatever reason, you find strength to kind of pull away. And the vision of yourself ripples and fades. Roll me a perception check at disadvantage.
Is it visually based?
Yes.
Okay, because he has the goggles that give him advantage.
Oh,
so
okay, so flat roll.
Cool. What's that? 16.
16. You see as this figure of yourself slips away and the silver mercury kind of glass ripples, you see almost like as it's passing out of your view, you see the hand that was yours in the reflection begin to peel and blacken, and it is almost like shadows are clinging to a gnoll's skeleton hand, and it just disappears from view.
Lolis, I care a lot about you. This is not good. It is bad magic. And if you touch it, I worry that you are going to get hurt.
I do not think he would be here if he touched it. It is not hurt, it is somewhere else. These are old magic.
I have another
He's not
bag
right.
for his head if we need it. And Zed's like holding up.
Protus, do we have to put the bag on your head?
I'm still technically charmed, aren't I?
You are, but you are free to lie and use your skills to complete whatever you wish. You may also make another wisdom saving throw if you would like. But I would like you to describe how Brodus is kind of snapping back. I assume the swatting might have helped a little bit. Or you could willingly fail.
I wouldn't say it's snapping him out of it. He's looking at the mirror, but not moving forward because he's still being held back. But he almost wants to just have his hand on his bag where the book is and just listen.
Sure. Are you trying to listen to get the book to speak to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Or to see if it is going to speak.
Sure. Would it be all right with you if I allow Sinra, because she is holding you, to make a perception check? Because I think you'll have to reach into the bag itself.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sinra, if you'd like to make a perception check.
That's a 10.
10. You see Brodus reach for something in their bag. So close. It could be all yours. Just think about what you want. Look a little bit deeper into the surface. See how I see you. It's only a few feet away. You've come so far. And you're nearly there.
Do you want this bag or not? My arm is getting tired.
I think that is unnecessary. How much does Brodus weigh?
Less than average. I forget what average is, but it's
I mean, dwarves
definitely
are pretty dense. They're like
Yeah.
200.
well, but he also doesn't have the muscle mass.
It's true. I mean, I would say, so, judging from the weight of equipment that you have, And then let's add maybe 130 to that.
Mm-hmm.
You've got 2, 4, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38 pounds of just gear on you. So
That is below the number that I needed to hear. I'm going to pick him up and throw him over my shoulder.
all right. Hey, you know, I love it. I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you want to contest this.
I don't feel, because he has gained trust with Syndra, I don't feel he would fight it, but he would be fighting to keep his eyes towards the mirror. Like, not fight the carry itself.
Oh, that's fine. Because she's picking you up, putting you on her shoulder, and she's turning to walk away from the mirror. So you can look at it all you want.
Yeah, as you get farther and farther away.
Mm.
Yeah, remake me a wisdom saving throw, please. As you're getting further and further away from this mirror.
9 plus 2.
What a pretty mirror. Ning.
Was there a sheet or anything that covered this mirror before, or was it always exposed?
It has been exposed.
Okay.
There may be something nearby that you could use to cover it, or that was being used to cover it. Y'all haven't really looked around to see if there's any, chests or, further entrances or exits into the mine from here to go further in, where this wizard was using as a base.
Okay. I would like to scout around a little bit, look for other stuff, in addition to something potentially to cover the mirror, and then also, Zadar, also just so you know, the wizard has potions and a wand that is some sort of boom magic on it. So, if you wanted to search.
That, like, as you're saying that to him, like, that looks up from starting to rifle through his pockets, like, before you had even said anything. Oh, great, yes.
Yeah, so there are
Yeah,
2 red potions, Zadar, and
Love red
a
potion.
wand that looks to be made almost entirely out of, granite.
Granite one. Got it. Red's my favorite flavor.
Verban, roll me a investigation check.
Actually,
And
that's
then
not true.
Ning, Garak, what are the 2 of you doing? I think by this point, Ning, you have collected all the pieces of chain.
Looking around, who in the group looks the most hurt?
Probably Garak.
Probably Garak. So Ning, after gathering these chains, would kind of waddle over to Garak, and just look at him and say, although the world is full of suffering, it is also full of overcoming it, and just toss these chains onto Garak, hoping that they will heal him the way that they perceive that the chains healed them.
How much chain we talking about?
Probably at least 15 pounds of cold iron chains.
As those chains hit Garak, Nee can see that he's already unstable, and he just slumps down to the ground with a huge, heavy thud, and he kind of just sits there, a little dazed.
I just stare at him, waiting for the healing effects of the chains to kick in.
And he's really just staring at the wizard at this point. And breathing, he's starting to heave up in his chest. But he's not trying to show anything, but he's failing at not being able to show that.
Said, I assume having finished getting all the stuff off the wizard and maybe his finding the arcane focus or whatever that the wizard was using, kind of just grabs him and drags. He looks up and he sees Garak, because Garak's staring directly, basically at him. So Zed grabs the wizard by the manacled arms and just kind of like drags his body over as he walks over to Grok. And then like stops in front of Grok and looks at him for a second and then just drops the wizard's arms basically and says, "Here, take a look at him. I'm going to take a look at you." And Zed's going to go for his medicine bag and try to do medicine things at Grok as long as Grok's cool with it.
Grok will lift up his claw. This is not necessary. This is internal, not external.
Oh, all right then. Well, at least maybe get some electrolytes. It's a word I heard once. I don't know exactly what it means, but it's supposed to be good for you. And he pulls out like a little bead out of it's like a little gummy bead out of his medicine bag and he hands it to him. It says it'll refresh you a little bit.
He'll let it fall on the ground before he picks it up.
Okay. That'll drop it. Is he gonna eat it?
He'll pick it up and he'll look at it and look up at Zadar and pops it in his mouth.
It
grinds it up.
It's like a gusher. Gets in there.
He will try to grind it up and fail because it's gummy. Gets in his teeth, and you see just trap just opens really wide as he tries to stretch it. It stretches on his teeth, and he's actually quite frustrated at this point.
Despite his frustration, he gets 14 hit points back from that. As I use my healer feat to restore 1d6 plus 4 plus your hit dice.
Okay.
Verban, what was your investigation roll?
18.
18. So, you begin prowling around, kind of tracing the outskirts of this open area that you have been investigating, in search of something to cover the mirror up with, as well as any other hidden supplies or any hidden doors. You do find tracks leading to a section of wall and then stopping at the stone.
What kind of tracks?
Definitely the wizards. That's a freebie.
Perfect.
There was only one humanoid down here. It's dwarven, and you know Brodus hasn't been over here.
Okay, cool. Humanoids are one of my favorite enemies.
Yeah, so it kind of stops, faces this wall, and it's just a stone wall that's like flat, about 8 by 8 in the stone wall itself.
Okay. All right. Barring him finding anything else, he will not mess with it too much, and just kind of sniff around, and then head back and report on that. I looked around and I did not find much, but I did find. I think the wizard can walk through walls. So, do with that information what you will.
Did you try pushing on the wall? Was the wall a wall?
Looked like a wall, and it did not say push.
Sometimes walls are less than they look.
Like they lied to you? Why would the wall lie to you, Sinra?
Have you never seen any sort of illusion magic, Verban? How old are you?
This
Are you a
different than
cub?
illusion. You don't know. I don't. If you are insinuating that this could perhaps be a secret tunnel, then I am glad I did not push on it, because I would have gone into a secret tunnel without the rest of you and been potentially lost.
And
So,
I do not know
either
if it
the
is
wizard
a intelligent decision for us to go into some tunnel anyway right now. Look at him. He's on the ground underneath chains. This one is staring at the mirror. He has not stopped. I have no idea what Ning is doing, and Zadar is cavorting with this wizard and rifling through his pockets. Like, what are we supposed to do?
I think, okay, point by point. Heal. Heal the one that is under chains. I do not think that Ning. I apologize. I do not think the chains are helping. Ning is doing their damn best. Okay.
I think
We
Syndra
should try
broke
hitting
the
Brotus
chains.
just a little bit. I don't think the chains are healing.
What? Why are you putting the devil's chains on him?
Well, he was hurt, and when I was in the chains, I felt better. So I thought if I put him in the chains, he would feel better.
Gerok, do you feel any better from chains?
No,
Mm,
it wasn't the
sorry,
change,
Ning.
Chef's. It was me.
Oh.
As he
Almost
tries to pull the chains.
pulling the chains
off
off. Did
They-
you use magic to heal me?
Yes.
But it hurt you.
Hard to explain.
I have an idea. Maybe we should drag this guy, and he like kicks at the wizard's body, like just kind of nudges over his foot. Let's drag this somewhere out of sight of that, he says, pointing to the mirror without looking at it. And just take a breather, wait maybe an hour or so. He'll probably wake up, and then we can ask him all sorts of questions.
And then we maybe have another fight on our hands.
He's got the manacles and the bag over his head. And no focus, and Zed just starts waving the wand around, I guess. Is that what he's using for the focus? I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, so nothing to worry about.
Hey, Brotus. You feel really warm.
Like temperature warm?
Yep.
Okay.
And you can definitely smell some smoke. From your cloak.
Okay.
That sets on fire once a day.
I thought he was having a stroke for a second.
Do I also feel warm?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You hear like a crackle. It's like kind of like when you toss a piece of wood onto like a bonfire and it has like that. And you, I bet with your passive perception, you probably notice it before Brotus notices
Mm-hmm.
that this thing.
Do I?
Maybe.
My passive of -1.
Nope. Brotus is definitely more. Brotus, you
Mhm.
notice. Oh, your cloak is on fire, but you're kind of more preoccupied by that tingle in your finger that you felt when you were near the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
It's coalescing at your fingertip. Almost like you could point and shoot.
Oh.
Well, someone put him out.
Get him off. Ugh! I'm gonna like just
Why
toss
does
him
he
down
smell
onto
so
his
delicious?
back. No, that is my fur burning.
Oh, well,
You throw me, do you?
Just onto your back, like a plank of wood.
His finger points at the ceiling.
Describe your Eldritch Blast.
Oh. It is essentially this collection of energy that starts with just being, white and black swirling, and like as it goes out from him, it gets clearer and clearer, and you see it is a blast, but in this blast you can see what looks like writing all over it. And then as it hits the ceiling, kind of the writing dissipates.
You see some rock and mortar fall. You have a clear beeline to the mirror. If you so wish. You are still mechanically charmed.
He would get up and start walking towards it. He wouldn't run, but start going back.
Okay.
Is he still on fire?
Yup.
I mean, Zed'll run over and with the bag, the empty sack that he still has, and just go like, "Hold on, I got you." Start beating the fire out. Not that he's necessarily trying to restrain Brodus, just doesn't want him to be on fire.
It's fair. Brodus, you take 1d4 fire damage. You take 1 fire damage, and you may make your wisdom saving throw again.
Okay. I'm gonna actually use one of my advantages now.
Oh, okay.
17.
You are able to pull your gaze away from the mirror. The last few minutes are a daze.
Is the fire out?
Yeah. I think that with the collection of you beating this fire up, the cloak itself grows back, kind of. At least that's what they told you, anyways. So it kind of falls to cinders as you're kind of beating it, until just like the clasps remain. And even as like the fire sets out, you see like small tufts of this ashy cloak beginning to like regrow.
And then it goes poof. I'm just on roll. Sorry.
Brodus, upon coming out of the haze of the mind, is just going to kind of turn to Sidar and be like, I'm not on fire.
Great. And then I guess Sidar will lean a little close and Lord's voice be like, "So what was up with the finger guns?"
I don't know.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I felt a tingling and pointed my finger and away it went.
Well, just don't point it at me.
Fair enough.
And that'll like clap him on the shoulder and turn back to the group and be like, "All good."
That was all a lot. Just saying.
Be nice if he
Okay.
listened ever. I'm gonna turn and like stalk off with like a very angry tail swish over towards Garrick.
Did I say something? Like, and he's following the group back. Like, did I? What just happened?
I just want to kind of like stop and like kneel next to him. Brodus, do you remember looking into the mirror?
The mirror and like is going
Don't
to
look at it. Look at me.
I mean, yeah.
What did you see in the mirror, Brodus?
Did I get the same sort of image reflection? No.
You had nothing. You only had this incomprehensible language being spoke into your mind. The feeling. So, in the description, I explained that you felt your nose running. Your nose is bleeding. At this point.
Okay. But I don't remember seeing anything.
Nope.
And it's all kind of a haze, so I probably don't remember what I heard either.
Yeah, you couldn't even understand, really.
I looked at the mirror and I honestly don't know what happened.
That is okay. Try not to look at it too hard again. And why don't you just sit down, relax? If you have any healing, perhaps you could help Karok.
Yeah, yeah, I can go do that.
Okay, you're okay.
Yeah.
I think at this point, Ning has finished pulling the chains off of Gurok and is behind them now, like giving them a massage because they feel really bad for them healing them. And just
Go ahead.
as they start, says, like, whispers in Gurok's ear, find the place inside where there's joy, and the joy will burn out the pain.
When you even just touch Garok, he has a reaction, and he you hear the growl from his voice as what should I do for this one? You hear the growl from his voice, and he says, in not even common, he says it in Draconics. He says, "Don't touch me," and he actually will grab onto to your claw and attempt a chill touch on you. And
Do.
And pretty sure that's it. Disadvantage.
Yeah, because close range.
So 11 gram.
Yeah, so an
and
11 for beating AC, I don't think
No.
that will beat Ning's.
Ning's
So-
17 AC.
so something's gonna fly pretty much past you, and he will shrug and stand very quickly, and almost dash across the room in like fury. You see fury in his eyes for probably the first time ever.
As you're starting your dash, Rose, after being told by Verban to go heal you, was be like, Grok, you gonna be okay? Yeah, you're gonna be fine.
Ning is just like staring at Sinra right now.
She had been walking over, but I think like pulled back and stopped a bit as Garak takes off. And she looks from him to you and back to him.
Grok, are you headed towards the mirror, or are you headed away back the way you originally came towards this? Directionally, anyways.
It'd be wherever Ning would have. He would be sitting toward the direction of the wizard,
Okay.
and it would be the opposite of this, I guess, toward the door,
Okay.
or that northwest
Yep.
corridor.
Yep, so towards the mirror.
That'll work.
Yep, mirror should be right there.
Yes.
And wizard's right there. Yeah, so you begin to storm off. And, I think you are safe outside this mirror's range for the most part. Nothing seems to happen.
Staring at Sinra for a moment, Ning would start heading towards Garok, like shouting apologies.
Don't do it again, Ning.
Perhaps Zadar had a good point. We could all perhaps use a rest. A little one.
Yes, but not here.
Collect ourselves. If not here, where? As far as I can tell, these are our options. There is the mirror, which you say is a doorway to unknown places, probably horrible places.
Other planes, other.
That is
It's not good.
not really an option in my book. which granted is a small book. Other option is take wizard back to the city and leave this place to rot. Third option is explore the secret tunnel, but that is as I can see it.
What if we rest outside the gate?
Yes, I think this is ideal. I am wondering if any of you remember that we are to meet someone in the city tomorrow to go find a lost city.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is on the
Well,
agenda.
We can sit maybe in one of these towers even. There's two of them here. It seems like it would be a good decision.
For a short rest, because we
Yes.
need to return to the city so we can go chase after an ancient dragon, which is something else that Brodus wants to stride towards.
Great. Well, let's just take that quick breather, just 1 hour of just relaxing for that amount of time. And if our friend here, he says, and he's like holding onto the wizard's arm again, if he is still not awake,
Do you want me to wake him up?
I
I can
will-
wake him up.
I'll do it if he doesn't do it himself in an hour.
He does have 3 quarrels in him, I will point out.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
I'm going to want those back eventually.
Take them now. I will start ripping them out.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Ning is
That'll
still
be like,
walking
hold on, pal.
towards Garrick, apologizing.
I can handle this.
No,
Zidara.
go handle that, he says, pointing at Ning, walking towards Garrick. Tell him that your friend doesn't like to be touched. I'll do the
I've
medicine
already-
stuff.
Fine,
Thank you.
because I'm incapable. All right.
That's not going to argue. But he will go to work. Well, he'll drag the body over to one of the towers.
Yep.
Whether or not people go with him, whatever. And then he'll start trying to get the quarrels out without, killing the guy.
Yeah. You have a fairly high medicine score. I think you are probably pretty skilled at pulling these quarrels out to, not serrate any more than needed. I think just in your mercenary work and your background, you probably have seen a lot of these.
Okay.
Roll me a medicine check at advantage,
Sure.
because there's always a chance you screw up.
That's going to be 23 again.
Yeah. Expertly removed. You pull 1, 2, 3 quarrels out, quickly staunch the bleeding, put some gauze around it.
Awesome. Then I'll get ready to do my short rest time.
All right.
Brodus is just going to take a seat outside the gate.
Okay, so on the other side of the
Mm-hmm.
tower. Okay. Are you on the inside of the tower or the outside of the tower, Sidar?
I'm on the
The inside
Okay.
on the
Okay,
top.
so Brodus is on the outside. Gotcha. All right, Brodus, you quickly find a seat. The stone beneath your bottom is cold.
What does that mean?
Maybe not geothermal.
Hemorrhoids if you sit too long.
All right, Ning, Sinra, Garak.
Now I was going to Garak in the mirror to apologize and probably notice the mirror at this point.
Are you within? Would you be getting within 20 feet of the mirror?
Well, I mean, if Garak's right by the mirror, then yeah, because I'm going towards.
Up to either of
Garak.
you. Garak, would you be within 20 feet of the mirror, or would you be a little bit more away?
He would probably go to around this center pillar, so maybe
Let me pull up the
around
map.
this area.
You.
You can move your
So-
character there.
Yeah.
Here, around where he
Okay.
would be. Yeah,
Okay.
around.
Then can I have a wisdom saving throw from both of you?
Why not?
This is fine.
Yeah.
He's a little frustrated and distracted.
Rolled.
Sure.
I rolled a 5,
A 5.
and I'm
Oh, great.
plus 0,
I love it.
so it's a 5.
Sure.
15.
Okay. Ning. When Ning pictures their success, what do they picture in, like, their most ideal existence, if they could imagine one? Whether it's surrounded by people that are dead, that are now living, or, you know, like, what is your ideal
Oh,
life like?
oh, you're fishing for backstory. Okay.
I mean, I'm just
I see what
asking
you're
for what
saying
you
there.
want to give.
They would be probably. I don't remember the name of it. Hold on, I've got to pull some stuff up here. They would probably be back in. Where the heck are they from again? I can't remember. That southern continent, the peninsula on the coast.
Oh,
I can't see
Telbanon.
the map. Yeah.
Elvenon.
Back in Teldanon, at the grove of Eldith that their family had crafted just off the coast, with their 6 brothers and 5 sisters and their mother and father all still alive, and their shell is not cracked and broken, and they are all grown up with their parents very elderly, and they all have spouses, and there's like little turtles running around, probably like a good 50 or 60 like turtles just like doing their thing at this little grove.
All right. Um, as you look in the mirror, that is what you see, and you have a thought. I can just reach out and take this. I can have that. Grok, roll me a D100.
I love D100s. 8.
An 8. Okay. All right.
Low is always good.
Yeah. Okay. What do you see? I mean, let me pitch you something. Would you see your ideal life as you having solved the mystery and the cause of you and Sinra's relationship, which has been a decent amount of years, you solving the curse, or a reality in which you were never removed from your tribe? What does Garok want most?
The first one.
Okay. All right. That is solving the mystery of Sinra.
Yes.
Okay. So, you look into this mirror, and you might be the only one outside of Sinra and Brodus to experience that, what I described earlier, the pulsing, the unrecognizable voice speaking in a language you're unable to comprehend. It is foreign and unknowable. It speaks in calamities. Its very whisper is the breath of a dying individual. It is screams, it is moans, it is cries, it is cherished, joyous remarks. Your ears are ringing, and you can feel your snout getting wet as a few drops of blood just begin to fall. And in the mirror, you see a figure. They are shrouded and old. They have those lanky arms and the elongated head of those creatures you do not recognize. It is garbed in a cloak as dark as the night sky, and it is holding a staff in one hand. The staff itself glows and hums with power. At the head of the staff, it looks to be made of skulls of all of the races. It is skulls stacked upon skulls. This figure is over 14 feet tall, and it is kind of hunched in its shoulders, and it holds in its other hand a book. And this is something you recognize, the Book of the Dead. And you see a figure beyond. You see the icon. Oh my god, I always screw up this word. You see the religious icon for Null, for Gerald, for all of the previous iterations, the Raven Queen of Death. And they are steps on a series of stairs. That, almost like in a kaleidoscope, how it's like compounding views. You see all of those at once. You see deities that have existed and then been snuffed out. You see deities of death that were never even created. And you get the sense that you could touch this mirror and that information would be yours. Neither of you are charmed.
We're not charmed?
You are not charmed.
I will hold back while I'm watching them over there. And I would like to hold an action for if they get within 10 feet of it.
Okay. And is it a spell?
Not technically.
Okay. Thank you.
Same, and also not technically.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
I apologize, Garok. I really did not mean to
Do not touch a cleric of Null. You could have died. He says, just heaving there, putting his claw against the wall, as he looks over to the mirror out of the corner of his eye.
Like after a good 6 seconds of pause, Ning's gonna start walking towards the mirror.
5 feet. Your feet continue to touch the ground. The vision of your family, alive, well, happy. Another 2 feet. You are getting within 10 feet. The mirror, you see yourself, your mother, your father. They look to you from this reflection, and they all begin to extend out their hands and beckon you. And the mirror ripples. The mercury begins to press outwards, as if extending towards your touch. You're at 10 feet.
Ning,
Got
get
my hand
back.
And picking up pace.
I will use my channel divinity. So wisdom saving throw.
10?
Would you like to use a crit? Or an advantage?
Yeah, I want to use a crit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Verban, what
Okay.
is your ready to action?
Verman has leveled his crossbow and is going to fire an ensnaring strike. So that is a 22 to hit.
Oh yeah.
So I'll roll the damage in a second, but the ensnaring strike is it's an extra 1d6. Ning is restrained, so speed knocked to 0. Attacks have
Is there a save
advantage.
for it?
Ning's attacks have disadvantage, and it's kind of like a trick arrow. So as it hits, it just kind of like
It
bolo
was a
wraps.
22, I believe.
It was a 22 to hit, yeah.
Yeah. There's no save for the.
There is, so you are restrained. There is a strength save. Like in combat, it would be the next turn. So you are
Okay.
restrained at least for the. Yeah.
For 6 seconds.
Correct. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's a strength save of 14. DC 14.
Okay. I guess the fair way to do this is I'll have Sinra, Garak, Verban, and Ning all roll initiative, and that's how we will do the order of these actions.
Oh yeah. do
I think
this.
that's the only fair way to do this.
It's gonna be real.
Yeah, it's getting real. You know, sometimes you
It's
just
gonna
offer
get
your players
so
something they
real.
can't resist.
And Ning is going to take what is that? That's 17 points of damage.
Okay.
All right, Verban, initiative
18 plus 3, 21.
21. Ning, initiative
22.
22. Garak
6.
6. Sinra
Love clerics.
10.
10. All right, Ning, you are up first. You feel this net wrap around you, much like the chains that you found comfort in earlier.
Can I use my momentum because I'm fast as F and I was picking up pace towards it? And the trip, like the force and the trip to like just jump towards the mirror.
I think what I will allow you to do is, if you want to make the strength saving throw of, I think it's 14. Is that it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Then we can say that is how
24.
you do it narratively.
Okay, yeah. I
But
rolled a
because it
Because
is a
otherwise
mechanical.
its speed is 0.
Yeah.
24. For the
24,
strength
yeah.
save, so.
You use your momentum and you kind of force your way down, your shell clacking on the ground as you begin to roll towards this. You have 60 movement speed. You make it.
45.
45. You make it to the mirror. And that mercury surface imagery begins to extend like fingertips to reach yours, beckoning you in.
Yeah, I mean, I already
Okay.
had my hand outstretched, so when I come back up, I probably
right.
still have it.
Dang, beat me to it. Yeah. All right. As soon as your hand reaches it, the entire room is a whirl. You feel a bright pain in the palm of the hand that you touch this, as shards of this mercury begin to embed into your very body and your very being.
I don't want to be
The
here anymore.
wounds heal as soon as they are past the surface, but it is the pain of like when they enter. And the room is a whirl, and suddenly you are in a flat, spacious area that is empty and devoid of light. But you can see it is black all around you. And as you begin to cast your look around, doors begin to open up, unfurling and rolling out of nothingness. They are all completely identical. They are brown with gold doorknobs and latticework. And there are thousands of them. And you hear a voice that you can understand. Welcome. It has been so long since I last had a guest. But where are my manners, Ning? Please. We have so much to talk about. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Ugh.
So, we will be right back in, let's say, 10 minutes. We'll say 14 minutes. That'll put us at an even 0. So don't go anywhere. Get a snack, get some water, stretch your legs, and we will be right back, to cause more mischief and see what we can, get up to. See you in a few. And we are back. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you got some water, some snacks, and, got to stretch your legs. I know we certainly did. But without further ado, Ning, you had just crossed past the threshold of the mirror, entering into this bleak, dark landscape with these rows upon rows of identical doors. Modify memory for me. Yeah. And this figure suddenly kind of, almost like there's a mist that kind of swirls up from the ground, and as it rises, their form kind of takes shape. They are humanoid, but not a humanoid that you are familiar with. They are forgettable in the sense that as soon as you look away, you cannot recall what they look like. Their figure is what you would pin to be an average individual of that height. And they motion the right hand out, kind of sweeping it, and this table kind of just, with that same mist, swirls and unfolds with 6 chairs around it. One matching the chair that you have brought with you. I hope you don't mind the decor. And I'm sure you have questions.
Where is my family?
Oh, your family. Well, I suppose that depends, really. And they point at the first door. Behind this door, you slew the dragon before it could reach any of your family. Motions to the next one. In this one, your family lived in an entirely different land. In this one, well, the dragon never came. And this one, a personal favorite. Well, in this one, far, far before any of you walked the land, the gods chose not to make anything. It is empty and devoid. A blank slate, if you will. If you wish to open a door to find your family, I will help you reach that door. After all, not everyone has the strength, the will, or quite frankly, the pizzazz to enter my domain. But I will need a favor from you.
He who cheats the earth will be cheated by the earth. My family is not here, and Ning is gonna turn around and try and go back the way they came.
There is no doorway. Except for the doors that have been pointed. Oh, no need to run. I promise. I don't mean you any harm. While you are here, you are safe. Imagine, if you will, that every action, every change, every reaction is yet another door. Where one door is opened, another closes. I know of every door taken and every door passed over. Come with me. Let us find your door to your family.
Nick is gonna reach into the bag secured like by their shell and grab an envelope, one that is worn, torn in slight places, but still sealed, and is going to hold on to it and like close their eyes and try to reach out to Eldith for help.
Roll me a D100.
86.
86. So, you reach out. How do you reach out? Is it a prayer? Is it...
Yeah, I think in their head, Ning would. I don't ask for much, and I try not to bother you, as you are responsible for all of the beauty and growth on my plane, but I have stumbled somewhere devoid of your presence, and I just hope that you can hear me and help me this once. Please.
This is one of those times where I have to decide to be nice or to be mean. Highs or lows? Okay. The individual begins walking away towards these rows upon rows of identical doors. As you kind of send out your prayer, your call for help, they turn around and quirk a brow. I'm quite afraid that won't work here. Certainly not because they don't want to answer, but more, they don't exist. At least not now. Not here. Not then. The rest of you. You see Ning rush in past this mercury, this mirror, and almost like a splat, like you are running into a liquid, you see that splash, and then it wraps around and pulls back into the surface, resuming like the flat mirror surface. It is still there. Each of you can still see what it has shown you. Sinra, Verban, you are up.
Okay. I am going to go dive into the mirror.
Alright. You dive into the mirror, and the world swirls behind you. It is
And
disorienting,
yeah,
to say the least. And you open your eyes a moment later, and you are in a jet black, flat area, devoid of light, yet you can see. It stretches for miles and miles, endless. About 40 feet away, you see Ning, and this forgettable individual. And rows upon rows of doors.
Okay. Ning doesn't look like there's no combat or anything going on.
No.
Ning looks okay.
It doesn't seem like, I don't think Ning is in a threatening posture. I think Ning is probably more bewildered. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is something that is far outside the ordinary.
Okay.
Yeah, if anything, Ning looks withdrawn and slightly frightened.
In that case, I think Verban's going down just on all fours and just running towards Ning.
All right. You can quickly reach them and this individual. They're not walking fast. As you're kind of approaching, you get the sense that whatever this individual they are talking to, it knows you're there. The minute you stepped foot, this thing already knew. And as you're kind of approaching, you would be able to hear, past this door, your sister married a most delightful young turtle who crafted a bit of a honey brew. Whether or not Ning's listening is a different story, but this entity is just continuously walking and pointing at doors.
If he can catch up to them,
Yeah.
he'll just kind of, just almost momentum, kind of almost trying to not to barrel into Ning. Ning, okay?
Still alive. Happy. But it was a lie.
It was. It is
And-
okay. We're going to go find our way out. And he's going to pull the crossbow bolt out of Ning's shell. I am sorry about that. Wish it would have worked better.
Ning doesn't really react. Even like as they were talking to Verban is just staring at the individual that's across from them.
Ning,
Tried
come, let's go.
There's no door.
We will
There's
find the door.
doors, but there's no doors.
So pleased to have you join us, Verban. I have been...
I don't talk to gods. No. Ning, let's go back to our friends.
I'm quite afraid that door has closed. As with every action in life, some doors open and some close. It is not for the gods to turn back the times, as they say. It is merely the job of mortals to continue forward. Come, sit with me. I'm sure you have questions, even if you proclaim to not have any. After all we have is time here.
Before too long, you are going to open that door, or we are going to make one.
Let me say this quite frankly. Once everyone is here and accounted for, all of you will be taking a door. You have my word. I have been gone for a while. Is common courtesy no longer applicable when someone barges in to another's home?
I don't know. Common courtesy wasn't that common where I'm from.
Come. Would you like something to drink? Something to eat?
No. I will sit.
Of course. They point to the chair and tables, and as they kind of wave a hand, L, you are healed back to full. As if the quarrel that Verban had shot at you never hit you. Meanwhile, Sinra,
Yeah.
you are up.
Well, I'm fucking running in.
All right. Verban, I forgot to mention this. The same pinprick when you entered, right into the fur. Sinra, same thing happens. And you enter this. I think you probably come in with Ning, Verban, and this individual.
As I'm entering, I would
Mhm.
like to be drawing a javelin
Sure.
and seeing an entity in here that is not the two people that I chased after. I would like to loose that javelin.
Roll me an attack roll.
Okay, cool.
Ooh.
22?
22 will not hit.
What
Your
does it look like when it doesn't hit, I guess?
Sure. So your javelin heads straight dead center for this individual, and it. I don't even think it turns around. I think that is the level of this entity. The javelin heads towards it, and for a second, that forgettable frame, that average entity, you see a glow of massive proportions erupt from their being for the split second, and you see this mist that almost comes off the floor, how they've been summoning things, erupt, and your javelin is just gone. It just vanishes mid-throw, and it is back on your back.
I would like to let loose a roar of frustration. Just a lot of, like, adrenaline and really fucking frustrated with my companions right now.
Fair. Yeah. Ah, wonderful. Another one joins us. That leaves... Well, that leaves 3. I suppose. So wonderful for you to join us, Sinra Starmain, Your Grace. I would expect a little bit more courtesy. I would watch your tone around me.
As you will.
I am so glad that we understand each other. Almost makes it worth the energy I took to bring you out of the dirt.
I'm like turn and like, what is behind me?
Nothing. It is miles and endless miles of nothing. I hope that you enjoy conversations. I am positive you have questions. Come. And this individual's going to walk to the table. Whether any of you join them or not, that's up to you.
I will join.
Verban, Ning?
Yeah.
Ning, I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. That's weird. I think Ning is like frozen
Okay.
and is just still standing there staring, clutching the envelope in one hand and their staff in the other.
Sure. Zadar. Brodus. You hear the sound of a crossbow. You hear a snarl. And then you hear a lot of silence. Garak, you are up.
As he saw Ning first go in there, he's gonna yell out first is, no, death is there. As he's trying to illustrate what he's saying, then he curses in Draconic, and then he sees his other companions go in, and since Syndra's in there, he's gonna just vault in there too, getting ready for something bad.
Fair. You get the pinprick in your right palm, or whichever palm leads. and you enter about 40 feet away from this table where Verban, Sinra, and this individual meet. It is not the individual that you saw in your vision.
He's still heaving, not as bad as initially, but he's still just breathing deep at first. And he sees the other three and quite confused. And he is instantly feeling out of place, and he's going to cast Dispel Magic.
It is immediately counterspelled at 8th level.
Seeing that it didn't go off, he's actually going to cast Spirit Guardians at this point.
It will be counterspelled.
So what's going on here? Starlight. Say the word.
Take a seat, Garok.
What?
There is nothing to do. Take a seat.
He looks. His tail actually whips the ground quite a bit, probably a good 5 or 6 times, just out of frustrating and just anger, and it's almost on his grill. And then he actually he even reaches for his belt, which actually holds his bone whip on it. But then he just looks back and forth between all of them, and he sits by Sinra eventually.
Okay.
After about probably 30-40 seconds.
That's fine.
When he gets closer, you can see she looks as furious as you feel.
Yeah. Zadar, Brodus.
Brodus will get up and walk around the corner back through the gate.
You see none of your companions.
Anyone?
Yes.
Zed? Where is everyone? I heard shouts and...
Zed gets up and he looks over the top of the tower and sees, what he sees, or rather what he doesn't see.
Yeah, you see, the mirror. You see Brodus. You see the dead imps, the dead chain devil. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Zed curses in Draconic real quick, and then he gets down next to the dude, next to the wizard, and he gets out like a little thing with a cap on it, little thing, like vial. That's what they're called, file or vial, whatever, with the cap on it. And he pulls the cap off, and it's got like smelling salts in there, kind of. And he shoves it up under the sack where about the dude's nose is, and uses another thing of his healer's kit to give him, 1d3 plus 6 plus however many hit dice the guy has. So 5 plus whatever.
You hear a gasp as they come back to consciousness.
Hey, great, you're still alive. You're welcome, by the way.
Where am I?
You're still in your cave with your mirror. Tell me, what's the deal with that thing?
It is a very powerful mirror. I don't. I don't remember.
Brodus wants to look around for the tracks of his companions.
They're leading.
Does-
Yeah, you hands down. You know where they went. There is, without a doubt in my mind, you would absolutely. There are only two ways they could have gone, and it's clear they didn't
Mhm.
go the other way.
Said
Little busy.
they I found their tracks.
Uh-huh.
It looks like they went to the mirror.
Of course they did. Zed then asked the wizard, like, all right, so what is on the other side of this mirror?
Roll me a persuasion check.
You got it. It's my best thing. 10. I'm gonna add a d6 because I
Sure.
can. 11. Take that.
Nice. The mirror, yes. It is change. It changes. It's the key. It's the key to everything. We didn't change. Well, we stubbornly clung to the past, to ancient glories. We didn't move forward. The mirror changes everything.
Where did you get it? Was it just here and you found it?
It called to me.
Did it also call to the devils you were working with?
No, I summoned them. Needed help excavating. Couldn't get the miners. They thought I was mad. I'm not mad. I need to fix everything.
All right, then I guess you are coming with us.
Roll an insight check.
Five.
Yeah, they're being pretty forthright.
Yeah, I don't know whether or not they're lying, I guess is
Yeah.
a little consequence to Zed. Zed's gonna grab him by the manacles and like hoist him up and start like leading him in front to walk him towards the mirror.
They sink into the mirror. The mercury glass kind of spreads out, sucks you both in. You get the pierce on the palm. They get the pierce on the palm. And you are in this endless corridor of doors. Or this endless Dorador, if you want to be a fan of puns. Brodus, you are the last individual of your party in the material plane. What do? You can do whatever you want. No one's here to say don't, Brodus. This
Do
is
I-
your...
We're just gonna stay out there. There's 6 people in there now. We've got the 6. One of them's a dwarf.
That's true.
Do I hear
Dang.
anything?
From your party members, no.
No,
From the
from my
book?
book. Yeah.
You feel a tug to go in the mirror. Like
Okay.
a puzzle piece that has its own design and own desire to be put back.
Feel an urge to move along the plot.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
I'm
you go
going
in.
in.
All right, you follow behind, right behind Zadar, and you enter into this area. I mean, you could have smashed the mirror for all I cared. It would have been more. It would have been interesting to want to do that. Just like nobody tells Brodus what to do.
Tricked you. Hello.
This was my swan song right here.
6 kills. Brodus goes from like none to TPK. The true villain all along.
Oh,
All that experience.
You enter into this room, this emptiness, the doors, the table. Oh, I didn't plan for that. A 7th chair comes around the table. Brodus, Zadar, and, well, Bardell. So nice of you to join me. Please, sit.
He's going to approach, sit, but kind of voice a general hushed tone of, is everyone good?
If the music is any indication, a lot of people are not good.
Mm-hmm.
DC
Say,
5.
I mean,
That's fair.
Garak and Pharaoh Garak and Sinra look super angry. Verban, I can't read Verban in this instance, but Ning looks real scared.
Yeah, Brodus sits next to Verban. Like,
Mhm.
those two are incredibly pissed. They are very scared. And they just got here and brought the wizard, which, fine, I guess. And I am not talking to that thing. So,
So do you want me to talk to that thing for you?
I don't want you to talk to anything, Brodus. Everything you do, you ruin things.
I did not ruin this thing. I was the last one here. Thank you.
You started all of this.
she's very angry right now. It's fine.
Technically, the wizard started all of this.
I'll look over at Badel.
Badel still hasn't taken the bag
Yeah,
off.
burlap bag over their head.
And Zed will lead him, still, manacled up with the
Yep.
bag on his head, over to a chair, and then sit him down, and then sit next to him.
Who's talking?
Don't worry about it. I guess he'll take the bag off his head at least.
Oh, wonderful.
Fireball.
Feel free to take a seat, Sidar.
Yeah, sure. Zed just shrugs and sits down.
Now, Brodus, I think you have something of mine.
I don't think so.
Brodus, there's no need to lie to me.
I still don't know what you're talking about.
Well, if you wish to play coy, that's fine. After all,
Zed whispers to the wizard next to him. Usually, that's me.
after all, I'm the one who promised you everything.
You're the voice I've been hearing?
Oh, of course.
Oh.
No need for the long face, really. All I needed was for you to bring my book back to me. But I suppose that's getting ahead of myself. Sorry. I haven't had a chance to speak with mortals in quite a while. I am the Nameless One. Long before there were gods or stars, or the nothingness beyond. There was me. There was me and every possibility of what could be, what has been, and what will be again. One could say, a bit of me is in all of you, but
Gross.
I choose to believe that when the others came, that is when mortals and the stars and the planets and the nothingness began. I have simply been an observer until needed to maintain a balance.
I did not need you.
But I needed you. And I still do. Now, a bit of a history lesson. Long ago, Anarion sacrificed themselves to keep your planet and the rest of the planes safe. To keep them from being devoured, eaten, invaded. The words don't matter. Anarion is gone. Yet, bits of essences of their divinity remain throughout the planes and throughout the world. I require someone to bring those to me. In return, I will give each and every one of you more than you can find in all of existence. Happiness. I can turn back the clocks. I can put you where you feel you were meant to be. I won't pay you in baubles. I will pay you in a plane of existence that puts all the wrongs that this cruel, this rough, this uncaring existence unduly delivers to each of you. I will make it fair. Ning, I will bring you to a place where your family is fine and alive, where you will see generations and generations of your progeny safe, cared for, unthreatened by the world at large. Brodus, I will give you a world where you can be the most important, successful, cherished above all else, honored for who you are, not a toady or lackey of a noble who has done nothing to earn their title. For Ban, I will turn back the clocks, prevent the corruption, the sickness that afflicted your clan, your people. I will give you a life worthy of how your ancestors lived, free from fell magics that changed the course. Sinra, I will bring you back to the day before everything went down. I will turn back the clock so you can prevent everything that befell your people. You can be the hero who saved your family, your country, your fellow guards from calamity. Zadar, I can give you a world where you can take what you want without recourse. I can free you from the burdens of your past. I can make those little uncomfortable scenarios vanish. Or if you would prefer somewhere else, some other outcome, some change, I can give that to you. Garak, I know you have questions. You have always had questions. I have the answers to what you want.
Garak's going to stand up and walk away.
All right.
What about him?
Oh. Bardell, well, I am sure it goes without saying that, well, there is a bit of personal desire. But I think that your heart was at the right place at one time. I could give you the cure, stop the curse. I could prevent anyone from turning to stone ever again. I could turn back the clocks, roll the quartz and marble down the Hall of Echoes, bring them all back to you. After all, they aren't dead.
Garak looks back a tiny bit at that last statement that was made but didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I want to keep a tight grip and a tight watch over my pack.
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
Oh,
It's gone.
heck, I'm just gonna crit it.
Sure. What is your total?
That'll be
Not enough.
a 23.
23.
with a crit.
Doesn't look disturbed right now.
I'm just going to keep watching it while I listen.
Okay.
You are so powerful. So much so that even Eldeth can't reach me here. Why do you need mortals to get these shards for you? Why not simply pluck them yourself?
Why do gods need followers? Why do dragons need gold? I need all of you. Because when a god acts, and a god takes presence, their mere steps, the slightest of touches, are disasters. I could get what I need, but the cost for not only your plane, but all the others would be catastrophic.
Great. Well, point me in the right direction, I guess.
Well, that's one. Anyone else?
Getting rid of a delusion makes us wiser than getting a hold of the truth. Ning puts the envelope away and seems to relax a little bit.
What would perchance happen if we don't get you these shards?
If you don't get me the shards... Let me pull up my notes real quick.
Or don't, or can't, or, it.
If you fail...
That's where I was getting at, yeah.
Sure. Give me 1 second to pull up a note. I didn't think that was going to be a question that people were going to ask. Gotta consult these notes. If you fail, the nothingness will return. Those that crawl from beyond will burrow their way through the wards, through all the actions the gods took to keep them out. While most of the gods have long forgotten of the sacrifices, the true enemy has not. They have worked tirelessly for eons to find a way back. And anyone who would like, roll me an insight check.
Can I do something in combination with that?
Sure. What would you like to do?
Primeval awareness. I just want to see if they give off, respect the fact that they said that they're like older than gods and everything, just kind of getting the literal scent of it. So aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead.
So I would say that they are 4. Celestials, Fiend, Undead, and Fae, all at once. As they are a amalgamation of, the chaotic energies, the evil, or primeval essences, the good and lawful. They are an amalgamation of all 4.
Dirty 20 on insight.
Dirty 20.
19.
Instead of
19.
10.
Okay. Verban,
Instead of,
this... Oh, what was that, Ning?
sorry, I was going to say instead of the, or maybe in tandem, I don't know, instead of the insight, I think Ning's already thinking about through the tutelage that they went under if they'd heard of anything older than the gods or the shards or what Anarion is.
So what you would have heard of is in episode 1 in the backstory was common knowledge is Anarion sacrificed themselves to ward off the planes from these creatures. Absolutely true. At least as far as anyone has ever made you aware. In regards to things older than gods, not something you necessarily... I am sure, like, from a philosophical, like, meditation sense, that there are plenty of monks and philosophers that have kind of theorized, like, what came before gods? Gods can't create gods, So, entirely possible. But that's what I will give you. Verban, you had a 10? You can't get a read on this creature, or entity. Yeah. You don't necessarily feel that they are lying to you, though. Brodus, Ning, and Grok, did you make a roll?
19.
19. This creature and entity is being as forthright as they can. You get a sense that they are sitting at the table willing to play. After all, have you not wondered why my mirrors, the vast majority, don't work? It is because I destroyed them to keep all of you safe.
Do all of them lead here?
Most of them meet here. Some meet far in the future. Some meet far in the past. But most that lead here no longer will work. I have destroyed them to prevent those serving the forces I am protecting all of you from, and your gods are protecting all of you from getting to here, where they would spread like locusts into every possible past, present, or future.
I do not understand what these beings are. What do they do? Where are they from?
What they do is they devour everything. The essence of what someone is the core of your soul. They devour this, they devour the land, they devour the very stars in the sky until nothing remains. It will be just me, or perhaps even I won't remain. They are the end of a book, I suppose.
Who created these beings? This nothing.
I do not know. Out of all the things I have seen, I have learned, this is the one thing I do not know, is where they come from and what created them. However, I know that mortals enjoy sweetening the pot, so to speak. So should you take up my deal, there will be something waiting on the other side of the door that I send you through. You will return where you left, more or less, with some small alterations.
Like an extra head or something?
Not quite as extravagant as that, but
An extra finger?
an extra finger, maybe, if you'd like. I was thinking of more one person you would like alive that has died, one friendship lost, one enemy gained, one question you'd like answered.
Why did you need this book back? Brodus' book. Your book.
The same reason. I needed you here. And Brodus, if you will, He'll hold out a hand for the book.
I'm not ready yet.
I'll give you a new book.
It-
I only need to see it for a moment, Brutus.
I am going to look over at Senra for guidance.
I love it.
Oh God.
I did something I shouldn't have done. I took a book, and now I need someone to help me get out of this.
Ning is gonna lean in and whisper to Brodus, always yield to temptation, because it may not pass your way again.
Oh my God, Nick. Okay. I was gonna say I think this is the one time where Sunara doesn't really seem to have an answer for you, because this is like a, I don't know, this is far beyond what she typically deals in. So you might be on your own making this decision, Brodus.
If I wait for a second, does the tone change?
No. They are looking at you. I will give you this for free. If this being wants the book, there is nothing you can do that's going to stop them from getting this book. That is just your basic survival instincts screaming that.
I will slowly hand over the book.
They will graciously take the book, and they will run a palm over the front cover. And as they do, some of that mist, kind of ethereal, pale light, pulls from the book. Almost like a hand extending as they kind of pluck it out and hold it for a second. And they hand you back the book while they're still palming this energy. And they pull out a small silver vial, and the energy kind of sucks in.
Do I see anything different about the book? Or feel
Still
anything?
seems to be a object your patron has given you. Still holds power. Still holds, some of this entity in their ability to contact you. What is different? Some of that latent magical energy, the necrotic energy that you had kind of sensed, doesn't seem to be there anymore. Like it has been pulled and removed.
Okay.
It seems a little bit less overall.
Okay.
If each of you would like to DM me one thing you would like to change should you take this offer, please let me know in my Discord messages. I'll give you 25 seconds to do so.
What?
What was
How?
the choice?
Okay. Where the extent of this? Is this like a wish spell where it can be like?
Yeah, it is basically to the extent of if you could change or keep one person alive that has died in the past, or, bring someone, like, whether it was they were about to die from, say, getting murdered, and you just pull them from that moment in time, put them into current, and they are alive. Whether it is without the knowledge that they were about to die, that's up to you.
And then what were the other choices? Or just...
It is, if there is a friend who you have drifted apart from, you can go back to being friends. If there's an enemy you made that you would like to avoid having made, that can be changed. Or if you would like for something material. I think that is within the realms that you could ask for.
Can we ask for Anarion to just be alive then? Loophole.
That's beyond my capability at the moment, and They motion to the book. You are already helping with that after all.
Ning, do you want mine? You're muted now.
No, my
There.
mic's having a hard time picking me up tonight for some reason.
Okay.
Ning kind of like smiles a little at you. There are too many. I could not pick just one or two. I'll be with them again soon.
Any of you can have mine if you would like. I am choosing to live with the choices I have made. And
As
I would make them again. And there is nothing I want from that thing.
Look at all that typing in my DMs. Oh, okay. Okay. Alright. I'm digging these answers so far.
So tough.
Okay. Okay, alright. So, I'll start with Brodus. The entity motions. So we have a deal. I'll send you back. And I hate to be the type to hold someone to a bargain. But you all do understand what will happen if you choose to rescind your agreement at a later date.
I do, but if you could explain it to Badel here.
Oh, Bardell. If you rescind your agreement, well, we'll have never had this discussion. Nor will you have ever existed. I will write you out of every book. Every sentence. It will be as if you never, in any reality, existed. Yours
Pretty
all-
bad stuff for a wizard. I guess. Because of books.
Okay.
One.
Oh, man, all right. I see where y'all lie. I dig it. Ning, as you were the first one to come here, it has been a pleasure to have you here at this table. And they kind of motion in this kind of silver mirror rises up about 15 feet away. Much like the mirror that you all came through. However, this one, the gold kind of lining around it doesn't have the ornaments of gods, or not gods, but devils and angels and those weird creatures with the long heads. This one is a simple silver like outline that's just kind of circle.
Ning kind of regards them like just a slight incline, but is still kind of distant, and instead kind of looks to everybody else in the group, not knowing the decision they have made. And before stepping through the mirror, just looks to them all and says, "Coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success." And then steps through the mirror.
All right. Ning, when you step through the mirror, you emerge on the other side, much as how, when you entered, you are in the mines again. The remnants of the battle are still there. Roll me a perception check.
Hey, Ning's got too much on their mind right now. That was a 3.
3. Okay. What's your passive?
10.
10. Your younger sister was out gathering that day. She was gathering herbs for a feast. And when the dragon attacked, she was spared. These memories begin to funnel into your head, almost as if blank pages in a book are being placed and transplanted.
Ning's youngest sister, or which one? Because there's 8 of them.
It is your youngest.
Youngest sister. Okay.
Whether or not you made the deal, someone may have made a deal on your behalf.
Ning probably drops to their knees and just starts weeping.
Brodus, I know you came here latest, but, well, let's be honest, we can talk whenever. But I'm sure you have one question you'd like answered.
Man, it's tough. You made me go next.
I know, right?
Because I just wrote you something entirely different.
Sorry, I hadn't seen it.
So it hinges on which way that goes.
That's not a deal they're willing to make.
'Kay.
I will straight up tell you that.
That's why I asked the question.
Yeah, it is a noble request, but
no.
Yeah,
okay,
you would just get the sense like this is a threat that is meted out towards everyone, not individuals, because these stakes are too great.
That's fair. That's fair. So, what has changed about me?
Well, Brodus, the thing about change is that some fight it, some in emotions towards Bardell, some get stuck in their ways with tradition, with how things used to be, that they are so ignorant of the rocks encroaching on them that they don't fear it. And so it consumes them. However, in regards to you, you have become braver, even if by a little. You have begun to take steps thinking of yourself and those around you, rather than serving at the behest of someone else's coin. Everyone changes, little by little. But I'm sure you'll find that when you look back, the old you will be hardly recognizable.
Very well.
They will motion to the door.
I will pass through.
Watch him as he goes.
Brodus exits. Zadar, What would you
Yeah.
like?
What did I say?
Uh,
Well, I suppose I would like to not have made an enemy of whoever put this stupid curse on me.
I can do that. If that is what you wish.
Oh, yes, very much. It's super annoying. If you don't mind, I would like to go through with my new friend, Badel, here.
Of course. Mr. Bardell. Well, I won't spoil it as you are not. I am not holding you to the same agreements, but the entity kind of reaches into like this cloak and kind of pulls out a small scroll. And it seems to be made of almost like a black fur. And like, you know, when you tan like a pelt, it has like that tan insides. It looks like there's writing inscribed like that. And he hands it. The answer to one of the many questions you have.
Zed will have to take it because Badel's still. It's got manacles on.
Yeah, you're right. They will hand it to you. A word of warning. If you try to read it, you'll go mad.
Zed nods and then just like stuffs it in the wizard's clothes somewhere somehow, and then picks him up and then puts the bag back over his head and gives a thumbs up.
In you go.
Yep.
All right. Her Grace. So many names to choose from. Who? Or is it up to me?
No, I want him back.
It is done. Do you want him as you left? Later?
No. When I read the books, it did not say when he died. Is this why?
You get a wink.
Yes. After.
As you wish. You will find them at the town of Riverstred. They will be waiting for you there. They will be fine, I assure you.
We will talk again.
I entirely hopes we do.
I will stand and start heading towards whatever door looks like it makes sense.
Sure. Before you go, your double-bladed scimitar feels a little bit heavier.
I roll my shoulder and adjust, but then keep walking.
And your double-bladed scimitar, that was a packed weapon, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
No.
I am Pact of the
Tone.
Talisman.
Oh, yeah. You're right. It is now a +1 weapon if it was not already. Which leaves Verban, Garok. Verban. It's okay. I'm not here to hurt you, or those you care about.
I don't want anything.
Then would you like to use it for someone else?
He's gonna pull a crossbow bolt out of his quiver and just slam it into the table. He'll get up and walk over to the mirror and just turn back and give it to Sinra. Give her something back. She has lost more than any of us. I thought maybe a nicer crossbow. And with that, he's going to walk through the.
Roll me a persuasion check at advantage.
It's that. Not very persuasive, I don't think. Hey, it's still +1. So that is an 18.
18. You know what? Heck it, I'm feeling generous. I'll enchant your crossbow. It now has the following feature. Once a day, when you miss an attack roll with this weapon, you may choose to hit instead. Almost as if reversing fate and time itself. Alright, Alright, so we've got 2 for Senra. Garaki. I know you have questions. And I know that you have been seeking for so long for so many things. For purpose, for cures, for meaning. What can I do for you?
You've seen, like you already know, what everyone wants. Why even ask?
Because you have free will. And you have choices. I may know what you want, but mortals can be unpredictable.
He ponders for a moment, taps the tooth on his maw that's sticking out. I believe I've given my answer already.
Well, as you wish.
And he'll walk off straight to the mirror.
Before you leave, they will muse out, why bring her back and not the others? Well, in every single door, well, not every single door, in many doors, Sinra's around. In some, I chose others. In some, I chose wrongly. In some, I was too late. In some, there are no choices to make at all. I picked the one I most believe in, and the one that had all of you coming together in a caravan. There are not that many that bring all of you together. There are far less where you stay together, and there are far less where you survive every fight. Who's to say whether I'm not picking new ones every time you fail, every time you succeed? Would you realize it? No, I don't believe you would. But I picked all of you because I have faith, something gods often forget. Does that answer your question?
It will suffice. I will be back, though.
I look forward to our next chat. And they will motion to the gate. And you cross through the precipice. And the rest of your companions are all there. And that's where we're going to end today's session. With a lot of emotional packing and unpacking. But
You're welcome, everybody.
Thank you, Ning.
What a sweet beat. All right, so while I am stopping the music, I just want to know, who are you? Where can people find you? And, what are some projects that you're working on?
I will start. I am Truk. Again, I played a Garok, the Lizard Folk Death Cleric. You can find me in most social medias by the same name. And no big projects going right now. I'm trying to rebuild a computer, move real quick, and hopefully build an office. So that's my project at the moment. L.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm L Street Gaming. I play Ning, the turtle monk who is wrecked right now. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at L Street Gaming. You can also find me kicking around the Free Forge Discord, which is a lovely and fantastic place for all of the tabletop RPGs and community events and stuff like that. We actually just had a little server game night with a bunch of people where we played Among Us last night. Next Saturday in the morning, we're going to have one of our lovely adjudicators, which is one of our moderators, hosting a little session of monstrosity. So check it out at thefreeforge.com if you want to meet a whole bunch of awesome people. Several of the people in this game are a part of the Discord. And we got more fun stuff coming up. Other than that, I'm not working on too much except for getting Twitch back online right now, which is delayed again, but hopefully soon. Yeah, Mr. Sword.
Hey, that's me. Thank you, Al. Hi, everybody. I'm Derek Sword. I don't have a ton of projects that I'm necessarily running right now, but if you do enjoy the stuff that I do, the best place to find more of it is Twitter at dsword16. I am, of course, here on Graham's channel every other Tuesday for Shards of Anarion. I'm also here every Friday, joined by the Graham and very lovely Pharaoh for Gold Chain Investigation Agency, where I play a swampy bugbear named Griaz. I'm also the co-host of the podcast Monster Crush. We are on a bit of hiatus for that as well, but we have some more episodes coming out soon. So if you enjoyed learning about monsters and think that they're like super cool and super neat and also like a little sexy, check out Monster Crush wherever podcasts are found. We have a backlog that you can get through in the interim, and yeah, lots of fun, spooky hijinks, and they're sexy too. But yes, I am taking a bit of a hiatus from DMing for a little bit, but in 2022, I will be coming back with season 2 of Horizon's Call on Evasariet's channel, as well as a couple other projects that I'm kind of working on right now. So yet to be named, but yeah. All right, I'll pass it off to Fox.
All right. I am TTRPG Fox. You can find me here every Tuesday. Other than that, a lot of things kind of got put on hold because of working way too much overtime at work. So once that kind of slows down, more things will pick up again. But follow TTRPG Fox and you will find me there. So yeah, let's go to Miss Farrow.
Yo. I'm Farrell. I played Sindra Stuttermain today. You can also find me, as the wonderful Derek said, on Fridays at, what is it, 8 Eastern? Something like that? Yeah, 8 Eastern on this channel at Graham Cracker's original production of the Gold Giant Investigations, where I play Utaka, a Water Ganassi cleric rogue, and we're about to go murder a dude. So that's nice for us. Love it for us. It's gonna be great. Otherwise, you can find me on Twitter and links in the chat. And I look forward to seeing you guys in 2 weeks. Off to you, Vinny.
I am Vinny. This is where I play, and that's it. I don't do anything else. I sit in this room at this desk and don't move or blink or think or eat or drink for 2 weeks between the sessions of this game. Do I have to say what I played? I was Zadar. And then it's all done. I'm done now. Bye.
Well, hey everybody, my name is Graham, or Graham Crackers. Welcome to the channel, and thanks for watching. You can find me here every Tuesday, where I DM Shards of Anarion and Anarion's Rest with a whole bunch of wonderful cast members. Outside of that, I play in Gold Giant Investigations with the lovely Derek and lovely Pharaoh every Friday, where I play Gaheris Nervos, your favorite tiefling paladin of the Conquest. Outside of that, you can find me every other Saturday on Polished Cryptids channel, where I play a variety of characters. Right now, I am in a never-ending story-based game called These Strong Hands, where I am playing a redcapped named Mudrunner. No, their name is Grumble Mudrunner, sorry. And they just grumble a lot, and they never had friends, and they lived under a bridge. Outside of that, you can find me soon in a production on the game's Tavern Network, where I am playing Adrian Valenmore, a warlock who maybe made a deal to get their daughter out of a really bad deal with a warlock patron. So that's delightful. And we might be fighting some terrible things. Outside of that, you can find me on a variety of other channels. Where? You'll have to follow me on Twitter at GrahamCrackers1, because I don't remember right now off the top of my head. Before I forget, on Mondays, we have been playing some Guild Wars 2 lately, just streaming while we have some downtime, where a whole bunch of our role players have just been trying a new game out, because Blizzard exploded. So if that's your jam, and you don't like subscription fees, and you'd like to try a new MMORPG that has a roleplay scene, PvE, PvP, World v World, then come join us, because we have a guild now, and we just run around and kill things. Like an adventuring party. But, we will see you again, hopefully on Friday, but until then, or until next time we see you, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay safe, and we love you a whole bunch. We are going to raid the game Taverns Network, who are playing some D&D, and we're just gonna spam that Graham love and tell them we hope they roll crits. But we will see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.